Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel once again, and welcome back to System Shock Radio. So, I got quite a few topics for you guys today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. And of course, if this is your first episode of System Shock Radio, welcome. If not, welcome back. But without further ado, let's get right into it. It's the first thing that we're going to talk about today is that something came up the other day. A huge scare, although it's been kind of clarified. But there was a possibility that Toys for Bob was closing up shop. Though there had been layoffs of so about 86 workers, and and people looked into a closing of a certain building that belonged to Toys for Bob. So people speculated whether or not Microsoft had laid off of these workers to close Toys for Bob Studios. Of course, Toys for Bob, the developers behind the new Crash games as well as the Spyro Reignite trilogy. He still waiting on that Spyro 4, but a lot of people were um, scared that it wasn't going to happen, and with the potential closure or so a roller coaster of emotions, a range of emotions in a matter of hours. But then it was clarified that it was to allow the workers to go remote. So closing up the facility allowed the workers to go remote, and the studio isn't closed up, at least for now. But both the layoffs and then the closure of the building did leave a lot of people upset. And it always sucks when people get laid off from their jobs, when people get released from their jobs. At least in a move like this, unless it's deserved, and this definitely wasn't deserved, but it does always suck, and so a lot of people were concerned. But it looks like for now, the studio isn't closing up, just the layoffs and the shutdown of the building, and so that the workers at Toys for Bob Studios could go remote. And hopefully, Toys for Bob doesn't close anytime soon, because they, as between what they've been doing with Crash, obviously Crash 4 and Crash Team Rumble officially bring back the return of Crash, and the potential of the Spyro 4, or even though still no news, it's often speculation and hopeful speculation, because we all want a Spiral 4. Or Hopefully the studio doesn't in fact close, but we will see going forward. But for now, just the closure of the building and the layoffs, which is still very unfortunate, and still a heavy blow. And like I said, at any time layoffs like this happen, like a big sweep of layoffs, it's always heartbreaking, of course. But speaking of Xbox, the next thing we're going to talk about is the potential of Xbox going third party. So, oh, oh, the, oh, a lot of speculation and as to whether or not Xbox would go third party. Apparently, Xbox hardware hadn't been selling as well as they would have hoped, and then uh, and uh, and then with the and to go in third party with all like the exclusive and everything coming to other platforms. A lot of people wondered, does this mean Xbox is going third party, where pretty much they'll no longer be making consoles, but instead making games for other consoles. So for those of you who didn't know, way back when, Sega used to have their own consoles with things like the Sega Saturn, the Sega Genesis, Sega 32X, etc. So it's not uncommon for a former video game developer or console developer moving into third party. He had even the same aim or something similar happened with Activision and Atari. So a lot of people speculated it will Xbox go third party. What's the benefits and drawbacks of Xbox going third party? Will this put an end to the console wars that have been raging on for a lot of time between Xbox and PlayStation, going way back when? Obviously, Xbox and PlayStation been going at it for a while. Since the 2000s, with the release of the first Xbox, and Xbox and PlayStation going head to head ever since, with things like Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, the Xbox One, PS4, Xbox Series SX, PS5 stuff like that. So a lot of this again does boil down to who speculation, but he will see what happened. I know. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, Xbox slash like Microsoft is still in a bit of legal trouble. Well, not sure of the total specifics of that, but let me know. What did you guys like to see Xbox go third party? Do you think they'll still make consoles? There is an article here from thegamer.com with the headline being Xbox reportedly has no plans to stop making consoles, meaning perhaps the move to third party won't happen quite yet, but we will see. But let me know what you guys think. Do you want Xbox to go third party? Do you want them to still make consoles? Well, me, never really been an Xbox gamer, but but I don't think third party would still be the worst. Like they'd still be getting their names out there. It allow for a bit more or cross platform and the console wars console wars is a bit outdated, but in a lot of people's eyes, and kind of in my eyes as well, because a lot of people do play PlayStation, a lot of people do play Xbox, and just like a lot of people play Switch and PC. He has kind of the best of all the worlds. Like PlayStation games are coming to PC, Xbox games are coming to PC, Switch games coming to PC, which with Xbox makes sense because Microsoft. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. But then next up, up let's talk about The Rock and Cody Rhodes. What a tangled web we weave. So, oh man, it has been a insane. It's been insane. It's been an insane start to the year, really. And it's been an insane month, and it's been an insane few days. So I made my Rock Cody video. I think that was on Sunday. Talking about The Rock potentially placing Cody Rhodes. I'm gonna look on my channel real quick, but since then, quite a bit has happened, and there was a lot of backlash, and that was understandable because here The Rock came out of nowhere, and The Rock versus Roman still very much a dream match, but that wasn't what we were sold on. We were sold on Cody finishing his story, and dadgummit, he's gonna finish his story. Yeah, it was on Sunday. So a lot has happened since then, including the press conference that happened on Thursday, official WrestleMania press conference, featuring Cody finally making his decision, and he is going to challenge Roman Reigns for the title. And Roman further pushing down and burying Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship. Man, all the work Seth has done trying to make the World Championship feel like a World Championship, all undone, and essentially by Roman Reigns and by Seth Rollins kind of looking there almost like a jabroni, while Cody, and Roman and The Rock did their thing. And I didn't see the press conference itself, but I saw the highlights. Man, I wish I would have caught the press conference though, because quite a bit went down, including Roman and taking his shots at Dusty, calling him irrelevant, and you can insult Dusty Rhodes, but you can't insult the Samoan family, because when Cody fired back, that's when The Rock stepped up, and the Rock stepped up, pretty much taking the side of his cousin Roman before slapping Cody. So The Rock essentially turning heel here and potentially joining the Bloodline and potentially taking over as well. And a lot of people pointing out the interesting dynamic of Roman being the big bad tribal chief until his cousin shows up. Then he takes the back seat, like, oh, okay, Rock, you got it. Which between the two, but nevertheless, so this does bring an interesting dynamic, especially going into WrestleMania. So what will The Rock do at WrestleMania? Will it be Rock Cody? Will we get the triple threat? Are The Rock and Cody in cahoots? I've seen that theory going around. Are The Rock and Roman in cahoots? What's essentially going on? But a lot of people who have seen the storyline and how things have unfolded, and especially on Raw with Drew McIntyre giving his speech, which it's Drew, you're the heel, stop being right all the time. But with Drew giving his speech, telling Cody, "No, go finish your story." The story here is me and Seth getting the World Heavyweight Championship, and me getting that world title in front of the crowd and everything. And so a lot of people who seeing this dynamic, how things have unfolded, and it definitely has been a crazy unfold. And people are wondering, was this a plan all along? Have we been worked? My answer to that is, Probably not. The thing is this definitely does feel a lot like course corrections, and I know a lot of different people have been saying a lot of different things, uh, um, but it seemed like what happened was if there was no backlash, it probably would have been Rock versus Roman, and then Cody versus Seth. Obviously, because CM Punk is now in the picture. I wonder what The Rock would have done if had uh, C- had things gone without a hitch, and CM Punk faced Seth instead, and Cody won the Rumble, and indeed faced Roman. I wonder what they would have did with that dynamic. But this definitely does feel like course correction. They saw what happened, and they saw the backlash that it caused. Even though apparently Cody warned them that this backlash would happen, and sure enough, the backlash happened. And so they saw that they said they were monitoring the situation closely. They were monitoring the response closely. Cody trending on social media to the point where even the Rock's daughter received death threats, which that's always uncalled for. That is very disgusting, and everyone who was sending the Rock's daughter, aka Ava Rain, death threats should be absolutely be ashamed of themselves. But with all that happening, I imagine WWE said, "Oh shoot, we got course correct here," and now WWE's playing off like, "Oh, this was the plan all along. You fell for our trap. Yeah, we wanted you to cheer Cody. Yeah, we wanted you to want Cody to finish his story. We wanted you to want Cody to face Roman and The Rock. Oh, he was just a red herring. We got you. We tricked you guys. It's not the case. Sorry, WWE, I'm not buying it. Like this pretty much was the Daniel Bryan situation all over again, where when Daniel Bryan got super over, WWE didn't anticipate how over Daniel Bryan would have been. Like if Daniel Bryan hadn't been as over as he would have been, and Batista and Randy would have gone on without a hitch, and that would have been just great. Which it's I mean nothing against either guy, but that's not what people want to see. People who want to see Daniel Bryan, they want to see Daniel Bryan win the World Championship in the main event of WrestleMania, and they were not taking no for an answer. And they definitely did not take no for an answer to the point where they had to force Daniel Bryan in. But then people will act like, "Oh, this was the plan all along, yay!" WWE was like, "This was the plan all. You fell for a trap because yeah, Batista turned heel, and now he and Randy are in cahoots, and now Daniel Bryan's in. Daniel Bryan's gonna be the conqueror hero. Things went according to plan, but no, it's definitely course correction, and that's what we're seeing here. But man, I can't wait to see the new dynamic of heel Rock here. Or, especially if he goes back to the Hollywood Rock persona. I want to see what he does with that. And yeah, so WWE has piqued our interest once again, and they righted their wrong here. Although well, there were some people who still were adamant that The Rock and Roman should have happened and should have gone on as it were, or so. Where will things unfold from here? We're going to find out. But from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, because the next thing we're going to talk about is Scott D'Amore being fired from TNA. So, on Wednesday, it was announced that Scott D'Amore's contract with TNA has been terminated. He's no longer president of TNA, and I do have the official statement here from Anthem Sports Entertainment. This is courtesy of F4W Online, and it says, as Anthem Sports Entertainment Inc., a global multi-platform media company, announced today the appointment of Anthony Cicione as the president of TNA Wrestling. The move aims to further integrate TNA Wrestling to Anthem's entertainment group, of which Cicione is the president, leveraging the entire company's resources to add more value in areas including production, distribution, marketing, viewership, customer acquisition, digital revenue streams, and sales and sponsorships, digital tech operations, and more. Cicione replaces Scott D'Amore, whose contract with Anthem has been terminated. D'Amore has been a part of TNA since 2003. He held many key leadership positions and played a vital role, in the growth of the company, leading to a strong industry reputation today, including the successful return of the TNA wrestling brand in 2024. Anthem thanks him for the commitment he brought to the business, the talent, and the people who worked outside the ring. So, especially that last part was where a lot of people were upset because Scott D'Amore had been there for a while, bringing TNA back, bringing TNA its name back. I've been there since 2003. A lot of people well, happy for him to be there, to the point where, or when the news broke, a lot of people were upset. Fans were upset. Talent was definitely upset, and it came out of nowhere. Like Scott, and people were like, Scott D'Amore had did all this for TNA, and they're just kicking him to the curb, or what the hell? What happened? And so, now, there's these different reports coming out, a whole bunch of speculation as to what may be going on, what exactly happened, why was Scott D'Amore fired. Heard for some heard there was reports that apparently Scott D'Amore wanted them to spend more money. He and to acquire more talent, and that Scott and Anthem were butting heads in some cases, so they decided he has to go. But it is pretty upsetting. And, it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and understandably so, because Scott D'Amore did all this for TNA, and this is the thanks he gets. Like, hey, thank you for all you've done for bringing back TNA and making us more profitable than ever. Or like, hey, it definitely wasn't the best look. A lot of people speculated whether or not Scott D'Amore did something behind the scenes to cause this termination. This wasn't like a mutual parting of ways. No, this was a termination. This was a firing. Like, he got fired. So a lot of people speculate what happened. Some people brought up his relationship with Giselle Shaw, being a conflict of interest, as to which I can kind of see. Like, hey, obviously Giselle Shaw, one of the members of the TNA Raw roster, her didn't even know her and Scott D'Amore were dating, but I can kind of see that being a conflict of interest. Is if they are dating, like, hey, would she be getting special favor, special treatment from Scott D'Amore with him being present? Would it be he 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 I forget the exact term. The exact term the exact term has escaped me. But pretty much where you get favors because of who you know. Like, hey, would she be getting the favors that push because of Scott D'Amore being president? That was brought up, but for now, it's still up in the air. We'll have to see if more information comes out. I'll probably revisit if like something more major comes up, giving us more clues about how Scott D'Amore's hiring nepotism. That was the word I was looking for. Nepotism. There could be that fear. This is what people are speculating. This isn't confirmed, but this is what people are speculating, that there could be that sense of nepotism for Giselle Shaw on the roster. But so far, from what people are saying, there wasn't really that much indication of that. So that's kind of where that got shot down. But it is pretty upsetting for a lot of people. How will things going forward? What will things do going forward? We'll find out. But a lot of people are upset with TNA. A lot of people saying, "Oh, TNA's dead again," and not sure about that. We'll have to see what the new president and does, and now that he's in control, now that Scott D'Amore is out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And it does suck. Like, it always sucks when people lose their job. Again, unless it's very much deserved. And from what a lot of people are saying, like, this definitely wasn't deserved by Scott D'Amore. Like him literally being there, him pushing to get the TNA name back, which people have been wanting back for ages. Of course, Impact Wrestling has ups and downs, but a lot of people wanted the TNA name back, and it was brought back. And then Hard to Kill, kicking off with a bang in the year. A lot of people were very hyped, very excited to have TNA back. Like, Hard to Kill, all eyes on it. Nick Nemeth showing up, debuting, potentially getting Okada. I believe their eyes were on Okada coming into TNA. Or Osprey or other names, like all this stuff. Osprey did do some stuff with TNA, but now he's with AEW and everything. But now what? All this good stuff, all this goodwill, and then he's just kicked to the curb like that. Like, a lot of people were upset about it, and understandably so. But the last thing that we're going to talk about is that it is once again Black History Month. So of course the month of February is Black History Month, and of course it's a month dedicated to celebrating the accomplishments and the achievements of Black people, African Americans in American history and throughout all history. And as a Black person myself, of of seeing the success of so many people. So many people have made history. It definitely is inspiring inspiration, and seeing us overcome so much and continuing to keep going and striving for excellence and striving to be the best. And that's definitely what I want to do. I want to strive to be the best, not just because of my skin color, but because of my skill set. And the pioneers are paving the way, making that so. And obviously, I've been well aware since I was younger that I would have trials and tribulations because of the color of my skin. But you know what? I'm gonna push through. I'm gonna persevere, and I'm gonna continue to try to be the best I can be. And for all you guys in my corner, I love and appreciate all of you. To all my awesome subscribers, I thank you so much. And we're gonna push through, and we're going to overcome together any challenge that comes our way. Just as our pioneers, just as our ancestors did. And we as black people have been through so much, throughout history. Obviously, from slavery to segregation to Jim Crow, all that. But we are still here, and we're still fighting the good fight, and we're still persevering. And for that, it inspires me to want to do the same and want to make a change and make an impact. What avenue that is what I do with that. Will remain to be seen. But yeah, so happy Black History Month to you all, and you'll see some of that related to it here on the channel. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this episode and your reaction to anything I talked about. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.